forgiving YouTube for buffering issues, not conjuring up a conspiracy theory. Because sometimes the technology, it's just not perfect. Are we going to say, oh, the algorithm is suppressing viewership? Or are we just going to try to get better, making the excuse, the man excuse of, it must be the algorithm keeping me down with the feminist feminarchy. Is that a word? Feminarchy? Oh my God. Are you taking notes? Score, score. Are you taking notes on your own broadcast? Patriarchy is for men, feminarchy is women. The feminarchy. This is a very safe space for heterosexual females. This is a very safe space. We've already aced this live stream. Now we can just relax. Brady, you want a treat? Oh. We've aced it because we came up with a word like prostitutorial, but it's feminarchy. Because patriarchy is a word that is down with patriotism, patriarchy. It's patriarchal. Matriarchal, would it be matriarchy? Or would it be feminarchy? How about matriarchy? Like patriarchy. Because if we're going to be dropping jokes about a safe space for everybody, we can welcome Marie B774. Is that an area code? Is that Atlanta? Are you Atlantean? Will you help me with what's the opposite of patriarchy? Is it patriarchy? Is it matriarchy or is it feminarchy? I like feminarchy. You see, when we invent words, we are commanding the English language. When we invent words, we control not just the narrative, but we control how we wire our brain. Because if we use words that are ancestral, we're not the ones coming up with new words. Because when we come up with a word for mushy, Larry, I've never been to your stream before. What's mushy? Is it like mushy? Mushy is derived from Chinese, 默写, where it's mushi, 默写, mushi, because we stumbled upon something to fix our brains, which is being able to not just dopamine unwire. There's tons of content on mitigating our chemical dependency on what our brains try to do. This is meant to be relaxing. This is meant to be a mood. This is meant to be us. This has meant for us to be, what are you dropping horrible words for? No judgments. No judgments. Hard R, rude, hard R. Come back better. Come back better. Brady thinks that hard R is pretty rough. Capital R. The question that we're posing for our little modest group here that's welcoming to everybody, which is patriarchy, is the opposite of that feminarchy? And if it's supposed to be matriarchy, what if we made it feminarchy? My dog Tom Brady wants to participate. Tory Baller 28 has chimed in to say hello. Hi, hi. If you've never been in my channel before, my channel's on what they don't teach you in school. It's a humble little channel. We compile things that they don't teach you in school. This is a little side exit to the normal channel, which is academic, what they don't teach you in school, where we explore topics such as what they don't teach you at Harvard Business School, they used to teach you at Harvard Business School, or funny things I saw on YouTube, and Two Girls, One Cup. A video that went viral was women. Why do women hate other women? And the content that was in and around gender studies helps us. It helps us. It helps us open dialogue. It helps us to connect with people that we normally wouldn't run across. That's what makes YouTube so amazing, because our circle of 3 to 10 people is broadened ginormously. Have you heard the quote, we're the sum total of the 5 people that we hang out with most? That's cool, right? It's positive. But what's better and also sometimes worse is that we're the sum total of the 5 people that we listen to most on YouTube. So we're the sum total of our 5 most watched YouTube content creators. Dare I say, Web2 social media stalwarts. If this is the kind of content that tickles your brain, let's connect again on a future video. This video is called A Safe Space for Hetero Cis Females. Let's you and I springboard, load, and explode from coming up with words, phrases, and natural language protocol, neuro linguistic programming, where we do the computer science task of how do we write one line of code, HTML, not hypertext markup language, but HTML, which is how to meet men. How to meet men, HTML. I see TikTok and Insta and YouTube short content. Men won't approach anymore. How are we supposed to meet men? Men aren't going to singles events. What is even first base? What is even first base anymore? Hello, question. I welcome all genders, all orientations. Welcome. We can ask that, and you can ask that by in between the chat. All are welcome. This specific video is for a welcome space for heterosexual cis females. You're welcome to chat about that. In fact, I'll even pin it for you. I'll pin it for you. And you know what? Since I'm trying to be as welcoming as possible, I shall add you as a moderator. So welcome. The focus of this the focus of this video, it's called A Safe Space for Heterosexual Cis Females. So heterosexual cis females. Have you noticed in dating scenarios that men don't initiate? Have you noticed that at all, or have you not? Problem. Problem. Larry, Larry, men won't cold open us. Larry, we go out on weekends, nobody talks to us, nobody even looks our way. Is there something that I should be doing? Is there something I should be doing? This is a safe space for heterosexual cis females. We're done with the educational, hard lifting portion of our video. We knocked that out right away. If you missed it, my channel's on what they don't teach you in school. It was feminarchy, quite the genius word. No judgments, just creativity, because what my channel seeks to do is increase creativity, increase flexibility and pliability in thinking, increasing our Julia Cameron artist's way morning pages bookended to what we do in the evening before we shut down. What can our brains solve while our phone is not arm's distance? Ideally, not using our smartphone as a alarm clock. I'm not going to manage you on managing your notifications, but I will introduce you to my starfish. My starfish. You see, when we have our phones, you know what? This is not going to be a video where I chat about phone management. Are you a Chinese cowboy? Technically, I'm a very American cowboy with almond shaped eyes of some Chinese DNA. Does that help? Does that help? Hey, Larry, if this is truly a safe space for heterosexual cis females, will you take off your hat? Asking about clothing removal is okay because this is a safe space for all orientations. I will take off some clothing. I will take it off. Happy? You see, it's not a cowboy hat to hide hair, although it does manage my hair. My cowboy hat is my thinking cap. We're back on topic. Good job, brain. I I'm actually a YouTube influencer who actually reads and promotes people that may or may not be worthy of being made a mod. But you tell me. See, bros, how are you? Very courteous. Going to add you as a mod. Tori, you're very patient. You're very patient. You ask funny questions, and it's very tempting to answer. But as a respectful thing to honor the spirit of this room, which is a safe space for heterosexual cis females, your question is very funny. I pinned it. I pinned it. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but I'll read it. Should I read it? Who up playing with a worm? Uh-oh. I just figured out what that meant. You totally tricked me. You totally tricked me to say that. Because when I read it in my brain, it just read. But when I read it aloud where I said it, that's, yeah. Paging, paging, paging a lotta, paging a lotta, a lot of gullibility, paging a lot of gullibility. Oh, darn it. Oh, darn it. Good answer. A little sassy, but I'll take it. I'm not going to time you out. I'm not going to kick you out, but I will be just letting other people answer that in side chat. Not to be confused with side guy, side eye, or side chick. Side talk. I'll allow it. I will allow it. I will not tolerate Albanian slander, though. I will not tolerate it. Hi, welcome. My channel's on what they don't teach you in school. We did a 3-video sequence. It was on gender reversal entrepreneurship exercises. That led to a bowling ball pin action of useful things to discuss. This is not only about dating, which is a safe space for heterosexual females. Larry, will you answer questions about dating from a guy's perspective? Larry, is it okay that I assume that you're semi-heterosexual? I love all of the consent. Can I ask you a question? As exemplified by earlier. And then somebody tricking me. Somebody tricking me. Darn you people. You're so tricky. Who is Cowboy Jimmy Yang? Are you trying to make fun of my ethnicity with a name like Jesus Loves You, July 26? Larry, not gonna lie. So this is a safe space for dogs to bark. This is a safe space for you. If I'm going to make the people who are throwing homosexual Hail Marys a moderator, you flogging your flower, you touching your dolphin, I shall make you a moderator. It's a safe space for that, even though my hesitancy is temporarily uncomfortable. At least you're not saying, I know I'm getting you to say this, but at least you're not saying, Larry, it's too bright in there. My dog is being protected of a, I can't talk right now. I'm all flustered right now. My dog is trying to protect me. His nickname in school was Country Chan. That's actually not true, but that's sort of funny. Is this your first live? Benday Ho 419. You guys are totally tricking me into saying things because the Brady Bear, can you talk? Can you play quieter? Brady, go ahead and play louder. You stick it to that purple bear. See? It's like the opposite. Brady, play harder. You tell that purple bear who's boss. Do you like me using reverse psychology on my dog? This is a safe space for everybody. I'm going to time out a moderator. I'm going to time out a mod. Who made you a mod? Oh, wait. That would be me. That would be me. As a moderator, don't use your moderation wrench as power over other people. Oh my God, this is perfectly in lockstep with this room. Heterosexuality. We welcome cis females. This is a safe space. Which is use the wrench not on other people, use the wrench for your own thoughts. For example, what's one thing that we can do as women to share how to manage our phone? A safe space question mark. The only reason it was I timed them out was they said some things that were kind of negative. Brady, get that purple bear. You get that purple bear. It is kind of nice that my dog listens to me. Thank you for when you said that you were flicking your bean. Thank you for not saying, Larry, the lights are too bright. The features of your face, they're too distinct. An Asian cowboy's wild. We welcome all genders, all sexualities, all orientations. You're welcome here. Although we will stay to the topic of the room, which is what they don't teach you in school, a safe space for heterosexual cis females. Do you sing country music too? Maybe I can sing a song on topic. If 4 people comment, sing a song, I will sing a song sober. I will sing a song sober while reading Larry. Not even going to lie right now. Flicking my bean right now. Great lie, by the way. The emojis are, what's the red one? Maybe I shouldn't ask. It looks like a flower emoji. Is that a flower emoji? Do you ever get text messages where somebody sends you an emoji you've never seen before, and then you thumbs it up where it's not grape or grapefruit or eggplant? Like, oh, looking forward to your eggplant parmesan, but the parmesan is a pizza, but then you mix up your metaphors because everybody knows what eggplant is, right? Everybody knows. Thank you for not making me sing a song. Uh-oh, this message is held for review. Oh, not so bad. Do you ever host a live? Do you ever host a live and then you get the once in a while, this message is held for review? And you're like, oh, really? Really? Oh, I thought it was going to be something gross. It was just a random accusation. Random accusation accuser. Welcome to being a moderator. What you do with that power, I'm going to be very curious about. This room is not adults only, but it's not for children. When you say adults only, it almost is like, oh, this stream is not safe for work. But if you're watching this at work from Europe, you're probably at work in Europe. In which case, let's talk about working in Europe, heterosexual females, a safe space. First of all, if you're in Europe, That's cool. That's cool. How is it going in Europe? What is so amazing about Europeans is you guys speak English kind of better than a lot of Americans, which is why we're going to have to come up with some American slang words just to keep the European contingent on its heels a little bit. Welcome to my space. The title of this video is A Safe Space for Heterosexual Cis Females. Europe. Let's show some words, not necessarily memes. Ooh, do you guys know what prostitutorial is? It's like sloot, SLOOT. You see, sloot is slutty. That's a code word. This is also what I've realized on YouTube. This is also what I've learned on YouTube is that the algorithmic controls, they're down. The guardrails for content moderation, they're completely unhinged. Europe. How's YouTube? How's YouTube there? Hello, duckies. I just want to say Roger A 2415D. D as in distribution, D as in my Instacart handle. Yesterday, welcome everybody. Hi. We can talk about the topic of the room. If you want to talk about job opportunities, I went ahead and pin you. I'll make you a mod too, but I kind of don't want to deviate too much from the script. Plus, judging from your username, you're a man. So, talking about job opportunities for men would be very patriarchal. This is a room that's meant to be welcoming to everybody, but we're going to try to stay on topic to the name of the room, which is the name of the YouTube Live. Under subheading What They Don't Teach You in School, title A Safe Space for Heterosexual Cis Females. So, talking about jobs with horses actually would be okay, but you see what I'm saying, right? Earlier in a prior video, we talked about using LinkedIn as a dating app. Using LinkedIn as a dating app. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. So, LinkedIn. Where's my water cup? Using LinkedIn as my dating app. I also want to say Instacart, jot down a referral code. This is not how I monetize the channel. Instacart, grab a pen. Roger A 2415D. If you want to make a little extra money delivering, right on cue, a safe space for heterosexual cis females delivering Instacart. Let's bullet point some safety. Let's try to do 3 things at one time. You see, multitasking is doing 5 different things at one time. That doesn't end very well. Ditto why we don't want to delegate the task of alarm clock to our smartphone. We're doing the opposite of multitasking. We are three-way tasking. We are threesome bonding. Get your mind out of the gutter. We're not talking about that kind of threesome. We're talking about de-risking. We're talking about removing risk while doing potentially an incredibly dangerous thing, bringing Instacart to a man's door at night. Let's bullet point a couple things because it's counterintuitive. It's some of these are common sense, but they're counterintuitive. And that is this. I'm not going to say situational awareness because that's common sense, but I will say the earphone, but having only one ear in. Kind of like having one foot in, one foot out. You see, two headphones in is going to completely shut you out from the outside world. We're still talking about Instacart deliveries. The other thing is the cart itself having a handle that's removable. They sell that where the cart takes apart, where the handle that's removable that doubles as a weapon. You see, what we're talking about here is defending ourselves, not having pepper spray with an itchy trigger finger, where we're thinking about temporarily being in danger, just like, hey, coming home from the networking event, there are certain pockets where we're going to potentially be in a compromised situation. That's what delivering on Instacart bullet point number 5, which is reading ahead in the address, because rideshare and delivery, they leak out the address sometimes. If you're doing Instacart with just one phone, being able to underwrite the address, that's slightly harder. Bullet point number 5, which is what we're talking about, is topics that are for heterosexual cis females. We're de-risking. I know some of this is very serious, but guess what? But guess what? Guess what? This is the agenda. I'm sticking to it. Which is, let's say we're needing to do Instacart for PF Chang's using code Roger A 2514D. Oh, you ladies, say thank you. I just came up with something genius. Once we meet the minimum for Instacart, we really don't want to rent out our time on a per hour basis. That would be called renting out our time. We want to rent out our brain. We don't want to be renting out our time. This is what I'm talking about. Instead of trying to schlep groceries, shop for groceries, and then try to not die when we're dropping off groceries, do you remember that DoorDash girl that went in with the door half ajar, even though the instructions said drop at door? And then the individual who had ordered the groceries, they're watching TV, no bottoms. They're watching TV in a bottomless party of one person. Have you been to a bottomless party before? Have you been to a bottomless party before? A bottomless party is where nobody has pants on. She was door dashing into a room. She was door dashing past her delivery point. Did you finish earlier? Did you finish? I hope you finished. This is me leaning into it like Sheryl Sandberg. How Sheryl Sandberg am I right now? Have you read Lean In? What what good have you guys read Bobby Brown? Have you read Brene Brown? Have you guys read Joe Dispenza? Because this is a room, this is a YouTube live, a safe space for heterosexual cis females. Cis, I would determine as traditional CIS, although we can rename cis to be computer intelligent science. Are you talking, making jokes while taking notes? That would be yes. That would be yes. That would be yes. We're going to stay on topic, a safe space for heterosexual cis females. We're staying on topic. If you would like to side chat about those topics, I will not time you out. This is a safe space for everybody. Question, question, question. Are you on round 4? It's okay. Oh, oh, this is us doing 3 things. This is us doing 3 things while doing the one thing, which is Larry. Not even gonna lie right now. I'm actively flicking my bean right now. Great live, by the way. Instead of being overtly catering to your effort to crescendo a 4th time, let us do a yoga class with breathing. Keep your eyes open or closed. It's completely up to you. Somebody stop me. One of my Christian friends stopped me if I walk through a prayer for crescendo number 7. How much of a maestro am I right now? How much of a maestro? It's not so wrong, okay? It's so right. Hey, if heaven protect me and heaven forbid I'm in a 3-way and I mention church or Peter or Jesus, that's a ministry attempt so long as you keep it only at third base. Third base only in a 3-way. Ooh, that could be a good 2 girls, 1 cup of knowledge where where the two girls want to the 2 girls want to, but then you pull out a book. Oh, how good is this yoga class? You see, what we're doing here is we are creating with our mind, because maybe that fifth encore, it's not needed because 2 encores is kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot. 2 encores. A lot of people don't get one. A lot of people don't want. So when you're trying for that 7th encore, let's reroute our heterosexual female energy to be 2 girls, 1 cup of knowledge, books deep. I'm not going to say knuckle deep. I'm not going to say any kind of deep except for books deep. Ladies, when was the last time we spent 19 minutes reading? Ooh, here's another question. When was the last time we spent 19 minutes into one of those Lululemon 30-minute yoga classes? Or do you get distracted? Or when you're using your phone to do a YouTube youtube.com/Lululemon yoga class with Shelby Sapp or Marta or Giselle Mari or Larry Chang. Do you ever turn off the YouTube video for yoga class because your yoga teacher on screen wouldn't yell at you? Could you imagine if you told everybody in Vinyasa, in Jivamukti, in Bikram, hey, everybody shut the F up. I'm taking a phone call. I'll be right back. Could you imagine the mayhem that that would cause? First, you spend $38 on a yoga class. Two, you're telling everybody, hold on, hold on. Three, you're doing yoga in the front row. Four, this is one of those yoga classes where they bring in baby puppies. That's why it's $65 one class. Ooh. Topic next. When have we become capital efficient? Meaning everyone else is paying $65 or $67 for a yoga class. We get to go there free. When was the last time we did something capital efficient? And when was the last time we did something entrepreneurial where we said everybody else pays $4,000 to live in a studio apartment? I'm talking Bay Area. I'm talking New York. If it's Miami, it's a little bit cheaper. It's only $3,900 for a studio. But instead of trying to live somewhere rent free, no sugar daddy judgments, all orientations are welcome. But what if we lived somewhere rent free without sugar daddy or government fraud or some kind of legit entrepreneurship thought? Only reason I ask this is to put into a tickle box. Did you crescendo a sixth time? Let's breathe through it. Let's notice where we are with our body. Let's sit with a slightly better posture. All are welcome. All are welcome. Which is why we're doing this. But when you watch the free instructional video, sometimes we don't value it at $65. For example, I could be doing puppy yoga with my Tom Brady off the leash because I can do puppy yoga and charge myself $65. But if it's $0, sometime I'm going to pick up the phone call. Sometimes if it's $0, I'm going to turn off my Instapot that's ginning up some delicious food. Do you own an Instapot? Do you own an Instapot? Because instead of two girls, one cup, which is really women destroying other women, why do women hate other women? Because two girls, one cup is literally not just spitting in a person's mouth, it's number two in a mouth. And then lather, rinse, repeat. Because I ask about the free rent or free housing because we don't need to be default patriarchal. That is not a word in my lexicon. What is in my armory and arsenal of words is what if you could live rent free using gender reversal entrepreneurship exercises? Meaning, I know I'm going to sound like a hypocrite saying this, meaning, as a guy, we don't ask women to buy stuff for us. And it's hypocritical because, as Larry Chang, a cis heterosexual man, I do ask for women to buy things, but that's a special example. It's dinner first, coach. Because when you don't ask the other people for money, you are a true girl boss 2.0 moving to 9.0, skipping, dare I say, 12.0. I do dare say 12.0. Girl boss 12.0. See, girl boss has been never in more danger than it is right now because there's a hiccup in the economy. This is a safe space for heterosexual females. The hiccup in the economy, plus the shit talk that some females did using social media in their product management job. A day in the life. You've seen those videos. They make you emotional as well. Well, unfortunately, they didn't just get their bosses emotional, their bosses got angry and their bosses fired them. That's girl boss. That's girl boss. That's girl boss 2.0. Let's not jump to girl boss 5.0, the Satoshi Nakamoto version. Let's jump to, you can ask me about it later. We can put that in the tickle box. We can put that in this tickle box, which is girl boss 5.0. Larry, I've never met you before. Why is there an A after I? Shouldn't the I come after the A? Thanks for asking. It's Larry Chang. I'm the whitest white person that I've ever met. The IANG is kind of like when Jennifer spells her name with three N's and a PH. So it's JENNNNIPHER. Or Rachel, not RACHEL, but REYCHALLE, Rachel. Larry wishes he were white. What? Try to adhere to the room as a man, okay? As a man, you're welcome. All are welcome. All orientations are welcome. But as a man, or whatever gender, I haven't asked your pronouns, so they adhere to the brain function of being able to focus on the title of the room, a safe space for heterosexual females. This is a problem. You're a man, you chirped up, you jibber jabbered. Here's a problem, is that men sometimes act like women. Maybe that's why you said the incorrect thing. Thank you for helping us as women learn, because your brain is undisciplined. You're half cocked, pun intended. You're quarter, you're quarter baked. You're one quarter baked, if not 1/8 baked, quarter baked, pun intended, because your drugs that are causing you to be default one quarter baked keep you from adhering to the focus of this room, which is a safe space for heterosexual cis females. You did not ask me what my pronouns were. You did not ask me what my pronouns were. This is a safe space for everybody. So my pronouns are she, her, he, she, he, she. Ask me who started the LGBTQ TT, which is a transgender. So this is going to sound like a joke, but it's not. I'm the one who came up with Girls in Tech gender reversal entrepreneurship exercises. Girls in Tech, Adriana Gascoigne. I also am the person who came up with gender reversal entrepreneurship exercises for Women 2.0, which is Annie Chang and Amy Chang Women 2.0. My body of work as a female writing using the name Larry Chang centered around topics within entrepreneurship, which is really Girl Boss 12.0. Good job keeping me on topic, on cue, accusing me that I used my incorrect pronouns for myself, or even ethnicity. I'm not even going to say prove me wrong, which is let's just focus on the topic of the room, which is what if we were to be slightly entrepreneurial in how we planned how to live rent free? This is not my first rodeo. Sorry, that's low hanging fruit. Because I helped sorority girls at Kappa Alpha Theta, Delta Gamma, and Gamma Phi Beta in Tucson. Raj of God was here earlier. He knows about Gamma Phi Beta Tucson. PITI, Principal Interest Taxes Insurance. Yes, I'm the same Larry Chang that launched X number of unicorn companies. That's why there's this unicorn light. By doing credit and having a high FICO score, your principal for your mortgage, interest, taxes, and insurance would be $1,400 for a 3-bedroom house. That arbitrage died. This life hack died. This was temporary. It was where your principal, interest, tax, and insurance, it would add up to $1,400. Women would intrinsically want strength and safety of their own credit score. Maybe their mom didn't establish their score. Maybe their grandmother told them to do it. This is the benefit, which was living rent free after you got a high credit score. You get a 750 or an 800 FICO credit score at Duck 9, which was free. And then you apply for a mortgage, a ninja loan, or just a J loan. Ninja is no income, no job loan. But if you have income and a job, it's a Jin, it's a GG loan. It's just a regular loan. Ninja is no income, no job. Just a high FICO score. That's how to live rent free. $1,400 for a 3-bedroom. You charge $750 for 2 roommates, right? 2 girl roommates. You're living in any state other than New York and California. You're living rent free. Now it's different. Now it's Paseo, which is how to turn around a building. This is a starfish. I'm not going to tell you his name because I'm embarrassed. But the starfish, he's got 5 arms. Deeply understanding credit knowledge, deeply understanding capital knowledge, deeply understanding venture capital knowledge, deeply understanding Chang knowledge, which is Larry Chang. And then the 5th arm is turnarounds. So there's this building, Paseo. Yes, it's one of those buildings that charges you almost $4,000 for a 1-bedroom. The good news is that if you help them sign up new people, they give away 21 apartments free. 21. They don't give out 3, they give out over 20. How you benefit from this is Girl Boss 12.0. How many people are using AI to try to live rent free? That would be 4 people, because I've been told that my ideas sound like I'm joking. But my ideas are also defensible, like a private equity investment thesis. This is Larry the Starfish. I am Larry Chang the Human. And there's a class at Stanford on this. It's called Search Fund. The class number is STRAM GT 353. I'm not charging you $275,000 to go to Stanford. I'm not even sponsored by Stanford. I'm just telling you that the content is free on YouTube. So when you're doing a turnaround, you're getting free rent because you're asking AI Gemini 3, which today is day 65, 30 plus 31 plus 5. Ooh, 66. Because the 26 days of Grok 4 ducking BK started November 1. Gemini 3 is the hashtag 55 days of Gemini 3 at SF Super Bowl. Before you say, Larry, I'm not a sports fan, you seem super sporty. Thank you. I am pretty sporty. We don't have to be sports fans. We just have to calculate that the Super Bowl is February 8th, and there's currently 14 teams that don't know if they're going to be booking hotel in San Francisco on February 8th. So all we're doing is we're running ahead because the 55 days of Gemini 3 at SF Super Bowl that started on December 1. So 31 plus 5, which today's the 5th, that would be day 36 of the hashtag 55 days of Gemini 3 at SF Super Bowl. If you got confused with the dates and the hashtags, that's a good thing because if you're confused and you're listening directly from the horse's mouth, do you want to see my horse? I can show you my dog or my horse. Tell me which one you want me to show you and I'll show you. Ladies, comment horse or dog. $21 free units and there's a video. Oh, I wonder if somebody should write 12 sentences about that video I did on Paseo. Oh, I wonder if writing more than 12 sentences would be of benefit. Oh, I wonder if mushi 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 would apply. You see, this is an Easter egg. This is detail minded. If you're this confused listening, this might be your first video because all of these hashtags, they're actually an explosion. In the same way that my friend was flicking her bean and might be on number 9 right now, might be on number 9. By the way, I should have iterated this. I did, but let me go ahead and iterate again. I consent to you flicking your bean because I can give consent retroactively. This message is held for review. No scarier words ever. No scarier words. Damn, I was halfway through some three-way comment. Enjoy being a moderator. I'm looking forward to see what you do with that power. Okay, got it. This guy's an idiot. You're a mod. You were trying to be negative for attention. I'm not going to give you attention, but I will give you power. When you use YouTube as your dating app, you're missing the fact that YouTube should be your bank account filler. How many YouTube videos are you in? What's a menberbig? You just came up with a word. Menberbig. Menberbig. I really have a good time speed reading. I really do. I really do. They go to jail for saying fun words. I didn't know you also spoke at Harvard Law School. Welcome, co-lecturer. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. My channel's on What They Don't Teach You in School. This topic is a safe space for heterosexual cis females. Ever since I made you a moderator, you've said nothing, but I welcome the random accusations. I welcome the random accusations because when you randomly accuse me, which is maybe you'll just randomly accuse other people, which is cool. I mean, it's not cool. I love people that are men that don't have a dog that what pronouns are you rocking right now? I'm going to guess just he. Managing my hound. I'm the dog whisperer. Gosh darn it. Do you know why? Do you know why I'm the dog whisperer? Because I read Cesar Millan's book and I enjoyed reading. Everybody. This is a safe space for heterosexual cis females. Have you ever financially benefited from a book that you read at the library for $0? Not going to brag, Stanford Business School library, they requested a copy, 2 copies of my book. That is not a humble brag. That is an overt spike the football, life altering trajectory. Trying to hit tidal wave number 9. How hard do I work? How hard do I work? Everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome. Even your negativity, I welcome it. You can, I will not time you out. Everybody's welcome here, but I will stay on point. Why am I staying on point? Because all of the entire spectrum can massively benefit from managing our brains. Because when we properly manage our brains, we can see and show people, hey, chemically modifying our brain and coming onto Larry's YouTube Live might be dangerous. But the only downside of us sharing has really been zero downside, where you're hoping to be a detractor. But remember, all are welcome. But when you not trespass, but semi lose focus, that's also bookending this video, which is don't let your smartphone do double duty as your alarm clock. Your smartphone's probably waking you up. Enjoy your dreams, enjoy your being, enjoy this live stream because it'll be available for rewind, rewatch, reviewership. Have you ever read a book a second time? Have you ever watched a Larry Chang video a third time? Have you ever transcribed a video and then whipped out your pen to take notes? My channel's What They Don't Teach You in School. This video is coming to an end. Good job. Good job. You focused. You focused. In the comments or in a different video, tell me what I could have done better. Tell me what you liked. Also, if you want to help me, tell me what I can improve on Don't just send compliments. They kind of demoralize me. So kind of be super honest and super tough on me. I want this channel to grow and get better. It was great meeting you. It was great hanging out with you.